interactive, very, very interactive, and we're going to learn a lot from this session. Okay, so before we start, I know that we have a lot of newcomers today. So if this is your first time joining any of our sessions, it could be the live webinar, any session at all. I would want you to please drop a one in the chat box. Okay, the reason why you're dropping a one in the chat box is because we have something very interesting for you. So if you know this is the first time, being in any of our sessions, this is the first time you're attending any session that Analytics has, put together, I just want you to drop a one in the chat box. Like I said, it's going to be a very interactive comment. Okay, so you see, we have Olu. Hi, Olu. Welcome today. There's Teniola as well. Welcome, Teniola. Do we have any other newcomers? We have a lot of goodies for you, so don't forget to drop that one. So if you know this is your first time, drop the one. So I know the people that I'm bringing to the front of the class. Okay. So if you know you've joined any of our sessions before, you've joined any of our sessions, live sessions, webinars, whatever it may be, you could drop your favorite emoji in the chat box as well. So if you know this is not your first time you've joined any of our sessions and you're a returning OG, please drop your favorite emoji. It could be the heart emoji, it could be the high emoji, whatever emoji, just drop your favorite emoji in the chat. Okay, so I'm in the chat and I'm looking for people that are returning. We also have something special for you. So don't forget to, drop that emoji. So I know people that are returning as well. Okay. So yes, I'm waiting for people that are returning. We're 16 on this call. I know that there's someone that has obviously joined before that is still on this call. So if you've joined us before, okay, Ngozi says hi. Oh, hi, Ngozi. All right. So let's just go right into it. So just so that I know the people that I'm speaking with today, like I've seen Ngozi, I have seen Teniola, I have seen Olu. So I would just want all of us on the call right now to just drop your name and where you are joining us from so that I know how best to address you. So I know that there's Ngozi. So Ngozi, if you could just drop where you're joining us from. Stanley, if you could just drop where you're joining us from. Teniola, Olu, if you just drop where you're joining us from, and then we can start officially for the day. Teniola from Canada, Lindia from Toronto, Ngozi from Birmingham, UK. Oh, we have a lot of diverse people in our live seminar, live webinar today, which is very beautiful. Olu from Canada. Okay, we have a lot of people from Canada today. That's lovely to see. So let's just get right into why we are here today. So today we're here to talk about why product designers can't find jobs and where to look instead. Now, this is a very important topic because I know that there are a lot of us on this call that, we've been we're probably thinking about coming into product design or we're already even product designers and we don't know exactly where we can find this job. It looks like it is such a hard thing to do, right? So today I'm going to be breaking that down for us. I'm going to be telling us why we as product designers or even aspiring product designers don't seem to find jobs and where exactly do we look to get these jobs. Now, before we go in, let me tell you about Tenalytics. So Tenalytics is a leading edtech. And then what we do is we specialize in providing training in technology, skills, and delivering comprehensive data consulting services. So our major aim is to provide specialized training in technology skills so that people that want to transition into tech, they have the best knowledge on how to transition and what best careers that fits them. And we also deliver comprehensive data consulting services, right? We have over 5 years of experience in building talents for technology workforce, and we have helped over 3,000 people transition from classroom into tech. So be you in the UK, the US, Canada, Europe, Africa, Asia, wherever you might be joining us from today, you have the ability to transition into tech with Tenalytics and get the guidance that you need. And we are also committed to making sure that the technology sector is very accessible through premium experiential training in a host of courses that we're choosing. But today, we're going to be focusing on product design. And then, our team of instructors, they are from leading global companies like Apple, Microsoft, McKinsey, Amazon, what have you. And they bring their wealth of real world experience, and they are dedicated to delivering an engaging learning experience. So that is what we do at Analytics. Before we go on, or before I dive right into what we have today. Let me just go through the chat. Stanley says he's from USC. Beautiful, lovely to meet all of you. Olanike says from Nigeria. She's new here. Hi, Olanike. Welcome to today's session. Now, my colleagues are going to be dropping a link in the chat for you to fill an attendance form. And what this attendance form will give to you is you get access to all the materials that I will use today. And you also get access to, the links in the materials that you can use for your personal, study or understanding. Now, you have to fill this attendance so you don't miss out on this material shared. Okay, so my colleagues, Lydia has already dropped that in a chat box. So don't forget to fill the attendance form so you can get access to the recordings of this live session and all the resources that we will be using today. Okay, now to go further into who is this person speaking with you today? Who exactly is Esther? Why is Esther speaking with us today? So Esther has experience in career coaching and product design, and I've supported, aspiring professionals in navigating their transition into tech and building sustainable careers. So I've been able to guide individuals in identifying the best career paths for them and also helping them be job ready by developing those job ready skills. Okay, so I have experience in career coaching and product design, which is why I'm here today to speak with you from my own understanding and from my own experience as well. And like I did say earlier, the session is going to be a very interactive one. We're here to, learn, but also here to have an interactive class. Okay. Now, what are we doing here today? What exactly is it that we are here doing today? Now, we are here and we're going to be understanding what exactly does product design mean? What exactly is product design? For people that are new here, that probably don't even understand what product design is about, what exactly is product design? Now, why is it that product designers can't find jobs, and how do we as product designers actually end up securing jobs in this career paths? Lastly, we're going to be speaking about the special discounts, success stories, and our upcoming cohorts. Okay, so let's dive right in. Understanding this career path. So what is a product designer? Who is a product designer? Why is it even a relevant career path to embark on? Now, what is product design? Product design is a process of designing how digital products looks, feels, functions, and you use this to solve real problems for users in a simple and enjoyable way. So I always like to say that as a product designer, you are a secret agent. Okay. And what you do is you work at the back end, you make sure that the apps that you use, everything that you use, make sure that they look very good and they look very appeasing to people that use it. Okay, so you are in charge of designing how these products look. So be it a website, be it a web app, be it an application, whatever sector it may be in, what you do is you design how it looks, how it feels, and how it functions. And you use all of this to solve real problems for users. So it's like you're the person that, you design the layout, the buttons, the visuals, experience basically of an app or a digital tool. So for all of us that, we all joined Zoom, if you look at how Zoom is, before, we got into Zoom, there's this first screen that you see, and, it's very appeasing because it has this rush of color, and, you get into it, and then you see the whole process. Someone sat down, designed it, and had you in mind while designing it. Okay, so that's exactly what you do as a product designer. You look at things, you look at web apps, websites, applications, you design them, you make them look good, but you also make them feel good, and you make sure that it's functional enough for users to enjoy. Okay, now a product designer is one who studies how user behaves and what they need. So as a product designer, you study users because that's the central of everything that you're building, everything you're designing is at the very core of everything you design is the users. So you study users' behavior, you try to understand how users behave, what users like to see in applications, in websites, and you design with their needs in mind. Okay, I know a lot of people say, oh, you have to design aesthetics, you have to, when you're designing, it's all about just how beautiful it looks. But at the core of being a product designer, what really matters is the users and what they need. That's what makes users actually come back and use your website, use your app, use whatever you design. Now, you also design the interface and the experience. So a lot of us here, product design, you hear UI, UX. So UI, user interface, and UX, user experience. Now, you design the interface, how it looks, how appealing it is for people to use, but you also design the experience. Now, experience is from the beginning, from when a user engages with your app, your website, your digital products, to when they leave the digital product. That's the experience. And as a product designer, you design the experience for them. You also create wireframes, prototypes, app layouts. You work with engineers to turn designs into real products. So you work with the software developers, front end, back end. When you design, you work with them for them to be able to turn that design into an actual product. And then even after you've worked with them and the design is actually out there, you now test the designs with users and you improve them continuously. So you test the design, you test your app, you make sure that you keep improving it. That's why sometimes when you see an app, you see version 1, then you see 2.0, then you see 3.0, because they've tested the application and they've seen that there are other things to improve. Okay, now after we've spoken about who a product designer is, we're going to talk about why is this a perfect fit for you. So for all of us on the call today, we're going to be talking about why is it a perfect fit for you. Now, if you are someone and you really care about users, you care about how users think, how users behave. Sometimes some of us, when we get into an app or when we look at an app, we're just like, oh, this is not fine, they could have done it better. As a user, I don't think I like it. If you care a lot about how users behave and how they think, product design is a perfect fit for you. All right. If you are creative and you enjoy visual work, product design is a perfect fit for you. So if you're a very creative person, you like to look at things, you like to use your head, you like to use your imagination, you're a very creative person, then product design is a very good fit for you. Now, if you love solving human-centered problems, so when you look at something or when you see a problem, the first thing that comes to your mind is, how best can I solve this problem? Then product design is for you, because in product design, you are solving problems, you are thinking of users, and you are using users' problems to create a solution. Now, if you communicate well with developers and business teams, you feel like, okay, you're a very good communicator, you know how to communicate, then product design is a perfect fit for you. And lastly, if you enjoy testing ideas and improving them over time, then product design is a perfect fit for you. So with all of these that I've mentioned, I want, if you feel like, oh, this best describes you, if you feel like you're a creative person, or, you feel like you love solving problems, or you communicate, or you just care a lot about users, I want you to drop in the chat that this is me. So I want to know if, you feel like product design actually is for you. With everything I've mentioned about product design and who it fits, if you feel like this is you can just drop it in the chat. Oh, this is me. If you are a creative person, if you feel like you're a very creative person, or you care deeply, about users and you love solving problems, if you feel like this is you, I will be in the chat. So if you feel like this is you can just drop it in the chat to say, oh, this is me. So I know our, fellow product designers or our incoming product designers in this meeting today. Okay, so if you feel like this is you can just drop that in the chat to say, oh, this is me, and then I'll be, looking out for it. Okay. Now, is AI replacing product designers? This is a question that a lot of people have at the back of their mind, and this is a debate that a lot of people have on a regular basis. They say, oh, with the emergence of AI, I don't think product designers are really useful anymore. Or, AI can do it. So why do they need product designers? Now, let me debunk that for you. So AI would not replace designers, right? It would only replace slow execution. So as a designer, if you don't know how best to integrate AI into the things that you do, right, that is when you would probably be displaced. But if you know how best to use AI tools, you know how best to integrate them into your workflow, into your processes, you cannot be replaced. Okay, so let me give you a very practical story. Let me give you a story that happened to me one time, right? So usually when I want to design, I will take a while looking for the best pictures. I'm talking about HD quality pictures that explain exactly what I'm trying to pass across. And then every time I look at these pictures, it takes a while. I can be searching for perfect pictures for, say, 20 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and I'll get a picture and I'll be like, oh no, this picture doesn't just fit it for me. I want a better picture, right? Now, this used to take a lot of time. It used to take a lot of time and it used to consume my energy a lot. Now, if I use 3 hours to look for pictures, imagine the amount of time I'll actually now use in designing the whole screen. So when I started using Adobe Firefly, I was able to now generate beautiful pictures in a very limited time. I'm talking about 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I have the pictures that I'm going to use for my slides, for my screens, and that's it. Right. Now I was able to cut down my process flow from about say a cumbersome 3 hours to say 20 minutes max to get the pictures that I need. That is to explain that AI will not replace you as a product designer. It's not here for AI doesn't exist to replace you. It exists to make your work easier. And it exists to, help you just work smarter as opposed to, dragging your feet and taking time. All right. So AI will not replace it. There's anybody on this call that, you sort of have that mentality that, with the emergence of AI as a product designer, you're probably not that useful anymore. That's a lie. You are very useful because even with AI, people still need the human center touch, right? They still need human opinion on the screens. They still need humans designing the screens. Because then again, AI would not be able to really understand humans' needs. That's why you need humans to actually understand where humans are coming from and design with that in mind. Okay, so AI would not replace product designers, it would only replace slow execution. Now, to the next conversation that we have to speak about today. What we did in Tenalytics is we searched job boards like Indeed, like LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Total Jobs, Monster, what have you. We searched these job boards and we're able to, come up with jobs that people or hiring managers are hiring. And with this analysis, we're able to come up with a host of jobs or a host of career paths that we know that is always in constant need. All right, now these are in-demand jobs, and you can see them on my screen. There's business analysis, data analysis, data science, what have you. But in the core of all of this is product design. And I say this to say that, product design is an in-demand career path. So going into product design today, it means that you are hot cake. Basically, people are looking for you. They want to hire you. You are hot in the market. And after we did this analysis, we also went into, the World Economic Forum to get further validation of what we've been speaking about. And the World Economic Forum also gave us that validation. Now, this report, let us know that in 2025 to 2030, there would be a host of jobs that would be replaced, right? And then there will be a host of jobs that will grow. Now, you don't want to be at the left-hand side of my screen because it means that by 2025 to 2030, you might probably not even have a job. And if you do have a job, you'll probably not be as high in demand as some other jobs. But with the jobs on my left, you can see that at the core of it is UI UX designers. That is to say that UI UX designers, they are in the market and they are in demand in the market. And they are also going to grow in terms of job creation and job stability. So getting into this job or getting into this career path gives you job stability. It lets you know that you are in demand. So when you learn it, you're not going to struggle to find a job because then again, you are in demand. People are looking for you. Again, if you want to be able to get the access to this full report, if you want to be able to download this report, look at these materials, and still will watch this live session again, you would want to fill the attendance form in the chat. so that you can get access to everything that we use today and also the recording of this session. So don't forget to fill the attendance form. Don't forget to fill the attendance form so you can enjoy, this materials and also get to watch the session again. Now, what do so what do why is it that product designers just can't find jobs? What exactly is it? What do you have to do to find this job? Why exactly can't you find this job? What is the problem? Is it that you're not searching properly? Is it that jobs are just so hard? What exactly is it that we as product designers or aspiring product designers have to do to get this job? Now, the very first thing you have to do is learn. Okay, so you have to pick that skill and learn that skill. Now, you don't just want to, probably go on YouTube and start watching videos and just start designing. Right now, let me share a story with you all. When I first started designing, it was very hectic because I just knew I wanted to design. I really didn't have an understanding of exactly what being a product designer meant. To me, I just felt like, okay, you know what, if I watch a couple of YouTube videos, I will probably get a hang of it and I will design eventually. But the thing is, it took me about a year to actually understand my steps. And it took me about 2 years to eventually now land a job as a product designer. Now, I say this to say this, that when you learn a skill or when you decide to learn this skill, you have to learn with, someone that holds your hands and explains these skills to you. A lot of us on this call, when we want to learn, we'll probably just go to YouTube and watch as many videos as possible. And then you start getting conflicting, messages or conflicting tutorials, and you don't even know the exact part to use, right? Or exact knowledge to grab. Some people can tell you, oh, you know what, you don't have to focus on the dark screen, you don't have to focus on the dark mode, just design, light mode. Some people tell you, oh, websites are not interesting, just focus on apps. Now you have to learn with people that would put you in a space of understanding. All right, you have to learn the skill and just basically understand it. Have someone that you can be accountable to, so that when you are designing and you just feel like you're not getting it, you have someone that you can go to and have a conversation and say, oh, you know what, I tried designing this. It doesn't look fine. Can you help me out? Can you tell me what to do? How do I do this on Figma? How do I do that on Figma? My mistake when I started learning is I decided to learn on my own. And then it was very hard. It took me a while. Now, at Analytics, what we're trying to do, what we do is you learn with us and then you don't learn alone. Okay. What we make sure that we do for you is, as you're learning an in-demand career path, you're also learning with people that hold your hands from the beginning till the end. And this is where a lot of people miss it. They want to just learn and start. They don't have people that they're accountable to. They don't have people that they can run back to when they have problems. Okay. Now you also want to position yourself rightly. What does positioning yourself rightly mean? You have to be employable. If someone is going to employ you as a product designer, they are going to employ you because you have the value that you're looking for. You have the skill, but you also have the experience that they need. Okay, so if you're going to position yourself rightly, you have to be very employable. Now, at Analytics, how do we make you employable? We make you employable by revamping your CV. So now you've learned, you are learning the skill, you're learning how to be a product designer. Now you have to revamp your CV to show that you actually are a product designer. And I always like to tell people, sometimes when you try to apply for a job, they tell you, oh, you need 2 years of experience, 5 years of experience, 10 years of experience. But how do you land a job when you've not even gotten that experience before? Okay, so at Analytics, what we do is we bridge that gap for you, right? We revamp your CV, we optimize your LinkedIn so that your LinkedIn is very attractable to the right audience. It's very attractive to people that are looking for you in the market. Now, we also work on your portfolio. So you have a host of projects that you work on this portfolio. You also get mentorship. So remember when I was talking about when I started transitioning into tech as a product designer, and then I was very lost. I didn't have anyone to speak with. I didn't have anyone to hold me accountable. I didn't even have mentors that have walked that path before. Right now, in Analytics, you get mentorship. You get people that have walked this path before, people that have an idea of what being a product designer means and how you can actually break into being a product designer. Now you also get interview preparation. So say you apply for a job and then you're not just confident or you don't know exactly how to go about the interview. We prepare you for the interview. We make sure that you're very prepared for the interview. You also get job reference and get on the job support. Okay, so that is us positioning you rightly to land that job. Now, after you position, you have to apply. Okay. Now, when you are applying, a lot of us, what we do is we do one click apply. So we go on LinkedIn and we see a job role that says apply within, and you just click on apply and that's it. You don't tailor your CV, you don't check the job description to actually know if you meet the requirements and tailor your CV to fit the requirements. All we do is apply, click on apply, and that's it. Now, there's something called an ATS, right? An applicant tracking system, and it serves like a security guard at the door, right? So if your application doesn't meet the standard of that job description, your application wouldn't even pass through. Now that's why a lot of us a lot of times, a lot of us will say we've applied to 100 jobs in one day. And that's why we're not getting callbacks or we're not even getting value because we just click on apply and that's it. We don't tailor our CV. We don't tap into, paid or hidden job markets. We just click on apply and that's it. So at Analytics, we teach you how to tailor every CV to fit that application. So you don't reuse a CV. You don't say, oh, because I applied for a product designer role yesterday, I want to use that same CV to apply for a product designer role today. Okay. And then if you follow all these steps, all these strategies, you would definitely be able to land a job. So just for us to know the strategies again, you have to learn. You have to make sure that you are learning properly, learning with someone that is able to teach you correctly, and you're also able to understand. Now you're also positioning yourself rightly to land that job, and you are applying with precision. Again, please don't forget to fill the attendance form that is being dropped in the chat by my colleague. If you want to be able to get the recorded version of this session and the materials that we're using, you have to fill the attendance form. Okay. Now, what is it that you think employers want from you? Like I said earlier, this is going to be a very interactive session. So I'm throwing it to the house. I'm throwing it to everybody on the call. What exactly do you think employers really want from you? So Ngozi, Teniola, Olu, just tell me what exactly is it that you think employers want from you? As a product designer, what do you think they want from you? So you can just drop that in the chat and I would be looking at. So Stanley, Teniola, Olu, Ngozi, all of us on the call, what exactly do we think employers want from us? So I'll be waiting for our answers. Okay, Teniola says experience. Okay, yes, Teniola, beautiful and answer experience. Olu says to be ingenious and solve problems. Exactly, to be ingenious and solve problems. Do we have any other person that wants to respond? You can just drop it in the chat. What exactly do you think employers want from you as a product designer, as an aspiring product designer? What do you think that employers want from you? So we just need one more answer, just one more response, and then we would go on. Does any other person want to respond? Ngozi, we have to make this very interactive. Precious, Felicity, you can just drop it in the chat. What do we think employers want from us? So I'm waiting for just one more response, and then we'll proceed. Ngozi says experience. Okay, experience. Thank you, Ngozi. Thank you, everyone, for answering. Now, what exactly is it that we think employers want from us? Now, employers want just two things from you. Two important things from you. They want your skills and they want your experience. So all the answers that we gave are very beautiful, very correct. They want your skills and then they want your experience. Now, competence over credentials. Now, in your CV, you might say, oh, you're a product designer with 12 years of experience and all of that. Now, they want to be able to actually see that experience. Now, I'm going to drop a case study. If you want to hire a furniture maker, would you hire someone that, just gives you a CV to say, okay, I just completed my furniture making school, and I can make that, make whatever furniture that you want. Or you would go with someone that shows you furniture that they've made, and you actually can see what they've done. Now, you would probably go with the second person, which is someone that shows you exactly what they've done, that has shown you an experience, a proof of concept to say, oh, you know what, I'm actually a good furniture maker. You can see that they're a good furniture maker, and you go with them. Now, that is exactly what experience is. And how do you get this experience? What exactly is this experience? You have to be able to show employers that you are not just a product designer on your CV, but you've worked on designs that they can actually see. All right. And this is what builds competence over your credentials, over the certificates that you have, over the schools that you've been to. This experience that you show and the skills that you have, they build competence over credentials. Now, the best way to land a job or to learn, so the best way to learn if you want to land a job is by learning in a project-based environment and also showcasing your work. Now, learning in a project-based environment means that as you're learning, you are working on projects. I like to tell a lot of people, product design is not just all about learning it. If you just learn and you don't practice, you wouldn't actually know how to design. But when you learn and you actually work on projects, you actually have sprints that you're designing, that is a proof that you've actually truly learned. So if you want to land a job, if you're on this call and you're looking for, a job in product design, you want to land that job in product design, you have to learn in a project-based environment. That is you working or learning with real work. So you want to learn by actually designing, by actually doing it, not just learning it, not just watching YouTube videos, watching YouTube tutorials. You actually want to practice it. You want to work on real projects, work on real screens, websites, apps. You want to work on all of these things and actually have a real work that you can show to someone. You also want to showcase your work. You want to be able to showcase to hiring managers, showcase to people that are interested in you. You want to be able to show them that portfolio, right? You want to be able to build your portfolio and showcase that portfolio. So when someone says, okay, hi, Precious, we're interested in hiring you. We just want to see what you've done. You have a wealth of beautiful projects that you have on your portfolio that you can show. Sometimes I know of someone that he has a portfolio and he posted his portfolio on a social media space. And someone reached out to him because they saw his portfolio and he was able to land an international paying gig from that. All right. Now, if you don't have a portfolio, when people ask for proof of work, you wouldn't have anything to show them. You have to start sending one by one. And most of the times, it's just very stressful. But when you have a portfolio, it shows that you have a wealth of projects that you've worked on and you know exactly what you are doing. And that is what would, in turn, right, make people just see you and hire you. Now, this is an example of what a portfolio looks like. So if you're on this, you don't know how a portfolio looks or what exactly a portfolio is, this is an example of what a portfolio looks like. So a portfolio basically just shows what you've done and the projects that you've worked on. Now, as a designer or as a UI/UX designer, the portfolio also shows your thought process. It shows how did you think of this? What was the problem that you're solving? How did you get here? Who is the user involved? So it's a whole case study that you show to people that shows exactly how you think as a designer. Right? So if, Olu, Teniola, Felicity, if you have a portfolio, it just shows exactly how you think. So that when people come into your portfolio, or when they come across the portfolio and then they see the things that you've worked on, they know exactly your thought process and how you design. How did you come about this, working with this project? What made you put screens here? What were you trying to solve? And then they just basically know exactly how you think. Okay, now how do you gain and showcase your work experience? How exactly do you gain work experience and how do you showcase work experience? Now, with Tenalytics, you get, work experience, one from the projects from class. So, I mentioned working or learning with project-based environments. Now, with these projects that you work on in class, this serves as a work experience for you. So it serves as projects that you can put in your portfolio that also builds your experience for you. So when people say, oh, you know what, I want to hire Olu, Olu, can you show me the things you've worked on? You can easily show them projects that you've worked on in class. And then they just get to see the things that you've worked on. All right. Now you also get experience with our 2 month internship program at Amdari. Now you have an opportunity of putting both Tenalytics and Amdari on your CV and LinkedIn as a past work experience. So remember I spoke about how sometimes you get on a job and then they tell you, oh, you need 2 years of experience, 3 years of experience, 4 years of experience. And I'm wondering, how do I bridge this gap? How am I supposed to have 2 years of experience when I've not worked for 2 years? Now, this is exactly how we help you bridge the gap. You're able to put Tenalytics and Amdari as a past work experience on your CV or LinkedIn. So even when they are wondering, oh, has Teniola ever worked as a product designer, you have this on your CV and LinkedIn as a past work experience that just showcases that, okay, Teniola has worked with Tenalytics and Amdari as a product designer. So those are the ways that you're able to just build experience. Now, another way that you're able to, so we have a host of portfolios, right? So your evidence of your work is in a portfolio. So if you want to show people that you've been able to work well, you've been able to work as a product designer, and you know exactly what you're doing, it is in your portfolio. Now, again, for you to be able to just see the portfolio, get access to all of these things so you can check, you have to fill the attendance form that has been shared in the chats. All right, so that when you get access to when you get access to the recordings and the materials, you can go through the host of portfolios that we have here for Lumwell, for Victor. You can see their portfolios, you can see the projects that they've worked on, and you can also understand exactly how you would be able to work on projects like this when you come to Tenalytics, and how you'll be also able to grow your own portfolio, build your own portfolio to look as beautiful as theirs look. Now, okay. So when you come into product design in Tenalytics, what exactly are you learning? What exactly is it that we teach you? Now, you learn UX foundations and research. So as a UI UX designer, as a product designer, you want to understand users and how they think, because you don't just want to be designing because something looks pretty, right? You want to design functional working applications that even when users come across your application, they're very interested in what you're offering. All right. So at Tenalytics, you learn the introduction to products and UX design. You learn human-centered and inclusive design principles. You also understand the UX design process, right? So you understand how design should flow, the workflow. You understand how you have to use users to basically design what you're supposed to design. You also conduct user research. So you do interviews, surveys, observations. Now, these are the things that you use to basically just design what you're designing. Again, we'll be talking about understanding users. How do you understand users if you don't interact with the users? So you do user research, you share surveys, you do interviews with people, observations, and you're able to just basically understand exactly what users are interested in. You also create user personas and journey maps, and then you define user problems and crafting value proposition. So these are the things you learn as you do UX foundations and research. You don't just go right into it. You understand all these things. And this is exactly what sets you apart from a random designer. Because a random designer, a random product designer will probably not understand how important users are and how important it is for you to understand all of these principles. But this sets you apart, and it shows in your work how valuable you are to an hiring manager. Right? You also learn usability testing, portfolio, and AI in product design. So you conduct usability testing and iterating on feedback. So when you design and then you send out the designs, and then you have people using this design, you conduct usability tests and iterating. So you know how best this app is useful, how people interact with this app, how they sort of just get to understand it and use it. You also do accessibility and inclusive design standards. So year after year, design or the design systems, designing in general just keeps on upgrading and changing. Now you are going to learn accessibility and inclusive design standards. So it means that even when design seems to change, or people are going into Web3 design, or people are going into whatever kind of design that is reigning, you would learn accessibility and inclusive design standards. So design that even when everything is changing, you are able to still design and still show the value that you have in designing. Now you also learn collaboration and design handoff, storytelling through case studies, right? So case studies like that portfolio that we saw, where you saw case studies. So case study basically just explains exactly how you were able to come up with this whole design. What was your thought process? Who was the user persona? All of these things, you learn it. You learn how to build and present a design portfolio, which is very, very important. You also learn introduction to AI in the design industry, using Figma AI for design automations, visual ideation with Midjourney and ideogram. So you learn all of these things. You learn how to integrate AI into your design so that you're not just designing, but you're also designing smarter. Okay, and you're also designing with a low time limit. So you're not taking a longer time to design. You're designing quickly but smarter. You also learn wireframes, visual design, and prototyping. Now you learn information architecture and user flows, what should come after the splash screen, what should go after, the onboarding screen. Should you have your sign-up page before your sign-in page, or should you have them coexist in one page? So you learn all of this workflow. You learn wireframing. So wireframing basically is a sketch, right? You learn that sketch. How do you wireframe before you finally now start to put colors, put typography, put layouts? You learn all of these things. All of these things are processes, and you learn them. You also learn introduction to Figma for UI and UX. So you learn how to use Figma properly, how to design on Figma, how to go to Figma community, how to get tools, the plugins to use. You learn all of these things, right? You also learn creating high fidelity mockups and design systems, and you learn interactive prototyping in Figma. So you learn how to prototype, how a screen goes from one screen to another. Even before the developer starts building it, you actually can prototype it so that you understand the flow. Now, all of these things may seem it's a bit too advanced, right? For people that have not even gotten into product design. But what we do here is break them down into simple parts so that you understand it, and it's very easy for you to flow with it. Okay, so all of these things we will teach you. You will get an understanding on everything, and then you will be able to just flow with it. You'll also learn how to use Framer, Figma, Claude, Notion, all of the tools that are essential for you as a product designer. You learn how to use them. Now, how do you stand out with analytics? After you've learned all of these things and you have an understanding of how to use all these tools, the next thing is helping you stand out in the job market, which is very, very important. You don't just want to learn and then not have anything of value to show. So how do we at Analytics actually help you stand out? The first way is we review your CV and then we revamp your CV. So we have CV professionals that would look at your CV. You would be able to, put your past experience with you being a designer, put everything together, and then they will be able to review and revamp your CV so that your CV actually shows you to be a good designer, a good product designer, right? And then the next thing that we do is LinkedIn optimization. Now, we all can agree on this call that there are some times on LinkedIn that you don't even have to search for a job. The job will search for you. All right. There's some people on LinkedIn that they would reach out to you and say, oh, hi, Teniola, I saw your page. I'm interested in working with you. And then they give you a job from there. So there are a lot of people that have been able to land jobs just because their LinkedIn is very, very attractive. Now, that is what we do for you at Analytics. We make sure that your LinkedIn is very attractive to the right hiring manager so that when they see your page, they know that, okay, you know what, Olu actually knows what he's doing and we would love to work with Olu, right? So we do your LinkedIn optimization. We teach you how to optimize your LinkedIn. We also teach you how to navigate the job market. Now, this is very important. This is very, very important because after you've learned, you probably don't know exactly how to find that job or what job exactly are you looking for. we help you and teach you how to navigate the job market. We help you know exactly how to apply for these jobs and what to do. There's also something beautiful we do at Analytics. We send you jobs from paid job boards, and then you are able to apply to these jobs. So in as much as you're using, LinkedIn, Indeed, whatever job board that you're using, there are also some job boards that have premium jobs that you have to pay for to access. Now we've gone through the whole stress of paying for that job or paying for that job board, and all we just do for you is you scrape the meaningful jobs there, we send them to you, and you are able to apply for these jobs. Okay, now after we teach you how to navigate the job market, you're probably now in the job market searching for jobs, applying for jobs, and you get a call for an interview. And they say, "Oh, Precious, we would like to speak with you. Would you be available for an interview?" And you don't know exactly what to do, what to say. You're kind of confused on exactly how you go about the interview. We prepare you for your interviews. So you can schedule an interview preparation, and then we'll prepare you for that interview. You would research on the company, research on the job role, and they will call you in a meeting. It will be like an interview, but it's an interview simulation, right? You speak exactly how you would likely speak in the real interview. We tell you places that you need to work on, answers that you need to give, and they will prepare you for a beautiful interview. Now, we also give job reference letter. So say you get a job and then they're asking you for a reference letter. You want to know where you've worked and how you've been able to work. We give you job reference letter that says, okay, Stanley has worked with us before. He's very good for the role. You should hire him. Okay. And then we also give on the job support. So say you've gotten a job and then you're sort of now confused on how to probably design a screen, or they tell you, oh, we need a very responsive designer. I want you to know, what is responsive? How do I do this? You can basically reach out to us and then you get on the job support. So we're able to still teach you how to do it, tell you how to get it done whilst you even have the job. Okay. And then you also get weekly mentorship sessions where we bring people that have been in that pathway, people that understand what they're doing, people that have designed before. We bring them, they speak with you, they talk to you about what you can do, what you can do differently in the job market to get a job, or even what you can do differently as you have the job to upskill and all of that. So we bring people that have an understanding of what it is like being in that role, and they speak with you. You also get Upwork optimization. So for people that do not want to work under any particular organization, you get Upwork optimization. So you can be a freelancer, all you do is get jobs, help people design, and that's it. Okay, so now this is another time to remind us to fill the attendance form so that we can get access to the recording of this session, and we can also get the materials that I'm using so that even in your own free time, you can look at it, you can see all the things that you will gain, and you can, just look at everything. Okay, now we want to tell you about the program duration and the timelines. Okay, now this program, you learn 4 months at Analytics. So it takes you 4 months for you to go from a total beginner to a professional with Analytics. Now, in 4 months, you're going to learn everything that we spoke about today. You're going to work on projects. You're going to have a portfolio ready. Now, after that 4 months, you go 2 months internship with Amdari. So after you've gathered the wealth of understanding and you've worked on projects, you now go to Amdari and you work you do internship with Amdari, and then it just basically is like a real world simulation where you work with Amdari, and then you work on projects, you work on more projects, you have deliverables, timelines, all of that. So you work with Amdari for an extra 2 months, and you also get to work on projects that you can put in your portfolio. Now we have live classes on Saturdays, not all Saturdays, because we understand that people are very busy, and then Saturdays are probably for resting. So we have live classes on Saturdays, say 2 out of 4 in a month. Right, so we have live classes on Saturdays, and we have 2 timings. So we have the morning from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. So for those in the UK, EU region, Africa, you can decide to join the morning sessions or the evening one that is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So for those of us in Canada, US, that, we want to just take classes in the morning, you're able to join these sessions. Now, you also have self-paced watch me do it videos. Okay, now these videos are videos that you watch during the week at your own pace. So you can dedicate like an hour, 30 minutes of your time, and then you are able to just watch these videos and basically just watch it at your time, at your timing, at your time frame, at your own, your own convenience. Now, a beautiful thing is all our sessions and classes are recorded and made available to you for life. Like I always like to tell people, in community analytics, you're part of the family for life. So it means that all our sessions are recorded and made available. So if you miss a session or you miss a live class on Saturday because you probably have something else to do or you have work, you can always rewatch the recorded video and then ask questions to your facilitators. Okay, so you have the recordings of every session, be it the masterclass session, the mentorship sessions, or even the live class sessions. You have recording for all these sessions, and they're made available to you for life. So even 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line, as long as as long as it takes, you have access to all these things. Okay, so there's no deadline to the knowledge that you get here. There's no deadline to the videos that you have. All right. Now, we also have mentorship sessions on Thursdays. So these mentorship sessions are the ones I spoke about where you have people that, they've been able to um, basically just work in this path. They come, they speak with you, they let you know all of these things, and then you just get a wealth of knowledge from them. Now, we have on Thursdays, 10 p.m. West African time for those in the EU region, UK, Africa. And then we have on Thursdays, 8 p.m. MST for those in Canada and US. So you are able to join these mentorship sessions and just understand. Now, if you're on this call and you're asking, how exactly can I start today? What is it that I have to do to become a product designer today? We have a beautiful special offer for you that is 50% discount. Okay, now we're celebrating International Women's Day, right? We're celebrating the beautiful women all around the world and the men as well. And then we decided to give back to people so that you can start your tech journey with a 50% discount. Now, our next cohort starts on the 11th of April, right? And you would not want to miss out on this. So you can get in now. For the next cohort being the 11th of April. So you can get in now at a 50% discount as opposed to even the original price. All right. Now, if you want to join our next cohort beginning April 11, 2026, the normal price is $1,000. But now that's the old price. We now have a 50% off, like I mentioned, and that means you pay 600 US dollars. And then another beautiful thing is you don't have to pay the whole $600 at once. You can make that $600 in 3 installments plan. So that means if you pay $200 now, you pay another one next month, and the other one the third month after. So you're able to get in for $600, 600 US dollars, and you're also able to spread that payment or spread that $600 in 3 installments. Now we're going to just walk through together, right? We're going to walk through together on how exactly we're able to make payments for this role or for this course, right? So if you can see my screen, there's a link that's going to be shared by my colleague in the chats, right? Now that's the link for payment. So when you get to that link, it would show like this, right? And then you click on start learning, and then you go to become a product designer. So this is our step to actually becoming a product designer and not just wishing that we're product designers, okay? These are our steps to actually learning it. Now, when you get here, you would see all of this. You would see the discount, $600. You would see the slots available. Now, this discount is slots based. So it means that when the slots are filled up, the price automatically goes back to the original $1,000. Okay, so it means that when these slots are filled up, you would have to make payments for the original price. And again, remember this discount is a discount that we've been running for a while. So it means that we are probably going to be sold out very soon. So you want to get in now as opposed to just waiting and holding on. Okay, then you click on enroll now. When you click on enroll now, you would see the April cohort starting April 11th. But if you say, oh, you don't want to start in April 11th because you have a lot of things that you have to do in April, you can then decide to start in May. and you would also still be paying this discounted price. So if you want to start in May as opposed to starting in April, you still have that choice to start in May. Then you see, the payment plan. So let's check. I saw that we have people in the UK here, we have people in Canada, we have people in US, we have people in Nigeria. So we're just going to explore the currencies, right? So we can see how much it is in all these currencies and how much it is that you would be paying in these currencies. Okay, so let's use US. So we've spoken about the US currency, $600 for people that want to pay once. And then if you want to spread your payments in 3 installments, all you have to do right now is pay $200. Okay, now for those in the UK, it is £459. So it means that if you have £459, you can pay all at once. But if you say, oh, you know what, I don't want to pay £459 right now, you can pay £153 today to get access into the next cohort, being April or May, and then you can spread the remaining payments. Now, for those in Canada, it is 849 Canadian dollars. But what you need right now is 283 Canadian dollars to get in and get access into the next cohort or even the cohorts for me. And, for those in Nigeria as well, it is $310,000, sorry, for you to be able to get in right now. And then you can spread the remaining 310 in 2 months. Okay, so now you're able to do all of this, and for those paying with euro, it is 520 euros, and then you're able to spread it 173 euros now, and then you spread the rest. Now let's use pounds for now. Okay, so if you want to pay once, you click on pay once, but if you want to pay in 3 installments, you click on this. So you click on 3 installments, and then it shows you the discounts, it shows you everything, it shows you when payment is due. You have to pick, I confirm my information is correct, and I have read the Tenalytics terms and conditions. You actually have to read the terms and conditions so you have an understanding of what exactly it is. Now, if you say, oh, you know what, April 19th, I might not have the money, I want to change my date, you can click on change dates and you can choose whatever date it is that you feel like you would have the payment. So if you feel like your next payment can be, the 30th of April, or you want your next payment to be the 28th of April, you can pick that date to be affected for you. Now, when you do that, you click on pay now. And then you have to, so I already have details, my details are already there. So I will just confirm it and pay, right? But for those that don't have, the details, you would have to create an account first. You just ask for your email, your name, your number, simple details. It doesn't take time at all, max 1 minute, you're done. You click on all of those, you fill them, and then you're able to get to this page and you're able to make payments, okay? Now, so again, this 50% discount that we have, you have to take advantage of it. We don't want you not taking advantage of it, because then again, you can get access to starting your tech journey for just $200, right? And then you spread the rest. So it's a flexible payment, and it's something that you can get in for. Now, we also, if you want to read more about Tenalytics, read more about us on Tech Cabal, you would get access to read about us, read about the things that we've done and how we're able to bring impact. Again, you have to fill the attendance form to get in, to get the materials that we're using today. And then when you fill the forms, it gets sent to you. Okay, so don't forget to fill the attendance form shared. Yes, so after that, we are also accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. So for us on the call that we're wondering, would we be able to get, say, a certificate, or is our certificate well known in the world? Yes, it is. So you get a certificate after your training that is accredited by the American Council. So it means that it is recognized in whatever part of the world you are. The certificate is recognized. Okay. So you're able to get that certificate, and then yes, now this is it. So you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait anymore to start your product design career. Okay, you can start it now. The future belongs to those who design it, and this is your moment to begin. Right. So instead of you wishing and hoping that you're a product designer, or instead of you just holding on to starting tech today or starting your tech journey, now is the best time to start that journey. All right. So you want to get in, and you want to get in fast so that you're able to land that job that you're looking for, and you're also able to just enjoy being a product designer. Okay. So now if you have, we're now at the part where we have a quick Q&A. So if you have any questions at all that you want to ask, or you just want someone to be able to guide you, or whatever it is, you want to ask questions, you want to ask any specific questions, I am here to take your questions. So if you have any questions at all, you can unmute, and then you can go on and ask your questions. Okay, so I think we have a couple of questions. Someone had dropped a question in the comments before in the chat. So Daniela says, how does someone with a healthcare background fall into this? Okay, so as a product designer, you can work in different sectors, right? So if you have a healthcare background and you're wondering, oh, how exactly do I become a product designer? You can decide to niche down and design for health organizations. Okay, you can decide that, oh, you know what, I want to just design for healthcare organizations. I want to work on applications for healthcare organizations. So say, for example, an hospital, they want to design or they want to build an app, and then the app that they're building, they want people to be able to book appointments on the app and probably just be able to speak to doctors on the app, right? They would need someone that that probably understands that healthcare or that healthcare process to be able to design how the flow would be. Okay, so for someone that has a healthcare understanding or a healthcare background, you can still become a product designer. If you are someone that is creative, someone that likes to solve problems, you can still become a product designer and do so amazingly well in it. Okay, so another question that we have, I see UI. Okay, UI teasing said, for someone who came late, please can you very quickly highlight where to look for jobs? Okay. So because it just came, right, you have to fill the attendance form so you can also get access to watch these videos from beginning, right? But just to touch on the things that we've spoken about today, where can you get jobs? You can get jobs on job boards, right? So it can be LinkedIn, Indeed, whatever it is. But the issue is not about searching for these jobs, right? The issue is being actually job ready so that when you actually apply for these jobs, you get it. Now, the issue is a lot of people have the skills, but they don't have the experience. And that is why you need a portfolio, you need proof of concept, you need works that you have been able to do so that when people want to hire you, you can have a wealth of understanding and a portfolio to show them, to say, oh, I've worked on this and I've worked on that, and this is my proof that I've worked on it. Okay, so UI design, that is basically how you apply for jobs. You have to be job ready, you have to have the skills and have the experience, but also fill the attendance form so you can also get the recordings of this session. You can also get the resources that we used. So do we have any other person that wants to ask a question? Precious, Joseph. I'm going to start calling all of us on this call because I know that a lot of us are here because we either want to become product designers or we are interested in how product designers work, right? So if you have any question, you can unmute and you can speak. Okay, so Precious, do you have any questions for me? You can unmute and you can speak. Stanley, Joseph, I see Ira's iPhone. So if you have any question, you can just unmute and you can speak, right? If you also just want to, have someone speak with you on whether this is a perfect career path for you or if you should be doing this, you can speak. Okay, so you can unmute yourself and you can speak. So this is the interactive part where we all have to, talk, ask your questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to unmute and speak. Okay, so hi Joseph, you can go on.